Hi guys, and welcome to my kitchen again. So today, again, I will try to cook more, talk less, and show you something super amazing, really quick and really satisfying. So if you've seen my post on Monday and Tuesday on Instagram with the drooling photos of beautiful spaghetti with meatballs and a marinara sap, that's exactly what we're gonna make today. Nice and easy, super fast. I will put all the ingredients on the video and under the post, so do not worry about that. Yeah, so let's just get cooking. So you will need a tofu, obviously. It's one of my favorite ingredients, and since I really hated tofu for many years, once I've learned how to make tofu taste really good, then honestly the opportunities, options are endless here. So we're just gonna have some tofu, so that's around 250 grams, I think, maybe more, but it really does depend how much you really want to make. So we're just gonna really roughly chop the tofu and straight away into the S blender here. So just like, I've got like a little one because we're not gonna make that much, so the blender should work fine with that. So just chop it nicely. And what we're gonna add here, it's really crucial. So you're gonna add just a tiny little bit of oil just to move the blender. So this is just an olive oil, so just a tiny olive oil. Then I'm gonna add some smoked salt, probably a teaspoon. Remember, the tofu doesn't really taste of anything, so it does require a lot of flavoring, and it can take anything. As you know, you can make a cheesecake from tofu, so that's how good it is. So now around at least 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, so B12 flakes, one of the staple vegan ingredients, obviously. Another staple vegan ingredient, smoked paprika, so around good teaspoon here. Then I like a bit of a spice, so this is a chili, so obviously just a pinch of chili. Then some sweet paprika as well, so probably just a half a teaspoon, just to balance the chilliness and spiciness nicely. Because we will use them for spaghetti, for marinaras and things like that, I like to put some Italian in my mix, so that's the dried oregano. So I like quite a bit of it. If you don't like that, or if you think, oh, I'm just gonna actually use it for something else, skip the oregano and add any flavoring, any herb, any spice that you think may work well with your dish, but it's very versatile. Now, lastly, some soy sauce, obviously, another staple ingredient. So you can see probably around at least 2 teaspoons to begin with, potentially some more. Now, you can see how many of the staple vegan ingredients I've used already. So it's something we talked about before. Once you stock your larder, it's so easy to be vegan because you've got all this stuff. So that's okay. So if you've bought a liquid smoke for the marinade that I've made for a couple of months ago, great, you can add it here too, and you can have a smoky meatballs. So opportunities are endless here. Once you have your stuff, you just never run out of ideas how to cook things. So clever cooking. Okay, so now just quickly, we're just gonna blend it. So I've got my blender ready. So this is how easy it's get and how little you really need. So just gonna push it. And obviously we need to shake it just to push. So you want it blended really well, just because this will just be quite nice and to eat. Good. So let me just try this now. So if there is a bit of a chunky tofu here, obviously we're gonna have to blend more, but if there is like a little texture in tofu, that's not a problem. This will still be fine. Now, the texture and length of blending really does depend on the type of tofu you use. So if you use tofu which is fresh and straight out of water, you should really squeeze out the water first, just because it's gonna form the meatballs much easier and much nicer. If it's a very firm tofu, which is backpack, then you will most likely get a good consistency quite straight away. So it really does depend what tofu you use. You can use any tofu. I would not recommend using silken tofu. It's way too wet and it's well too smooth, and it just will never form a meatballs, and then it will just dissolve when we're gonna fry it. Okay, so you can see now I've got a really nice consistency here, but just to make sure that this is actually going to definitely keep the shape, I've got some millet flakes. So if you don't have a millet flakes, if you for some reasons can't find them anywhere, or you just don't want to buy any stuff that you think you may not use in the future, not an issue. Just use some ground almonds if you're not allergic, or even ground oats. So basically an oat flour, which you can make yourself. And I'm sure you've got some porridge. So basically any oats. So now we're just gonna use it. So they're just gonna make sure it's firmer. And it's also really good for a consistency, for the texture. When we eat something, we don't want something to be super mushy. Our brain likes the texture in food. So that's really good. Now, this is really done, guys. I mean, check this out with all my talking still, sorry. 6 minutes and 8 seconds, and we've got them. All we need to do now is just make sure that actually tastes well. So this is the final seasoning. And be like, okay, salt is usually the thing that you need more, but I think it's great. I like it. So all we need to do now is just form a little bowl. So look how easy it is. So take a teaspoon, form a little bowl, just like that. Set it aside. Put some good music on, because it's gonna take a while to go through all this bowl. And then all you really need is just to heat up some oil. Fry them. You don't really need any breadcrumbs, anything on them. They will just be great. So just fry them for a couple of minutes until beautiful and golden. Remember, this is tofu. This can be eaten firm, fresh. It doesn't have to be cooked. There is no food poisoning or nothing. So all you really, really need is just some good playlist on your Spotify. Pan, prepare your spaghetti, prepare your sauce, and enjoy, because it's really, truly delicious. Until the next time.